Our top story this morning, new overnight, a deadly shooting after a concealed carry license holder opens fire on someone opening fire on him.
These folks out here hate. Yeah, I heard it through the pipeline. Rumors about how they gon' rob me in the nighttime. For real, they just waiting for the right time. But guess what? You never catch me without mine. Without mine. 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 You never catch me without mine.
Yo, what's good, man? This your boy Smoke Tales. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you got it on you, cause I got it on me. You know how we getting down on this end. Police hunt for armed suspects after Marysville shootout. Marysville police are continuing to try to identify two suspects on the run who were involved in the shootout that happened at a home on Saturday night. Officers responded to multiple 911 calls about the sounds of gunfire on 31st Drive Northeast near 84th Street Northeast. Police say 3 people arrived at the home in the red Chevy Camaro that had been stolen and confronted a homeowner. Police say both the homeowner and the suspects were armed and gunfire was exchanged between the parties. During the incident, multiple homes and vehicles were struck by gunfire. No one in these homes or in vehicles were injured. The 3 suspects fled, leading to an hours-long large-scale search with multiple canines and drones. Officers took one suspect into custody after the Arlington PD K9 rigs located him several blocks away from the incident. He was suffering from a gunshot wound. One of the 2 remaining suspects, there's a credible description of one, a Hispanic man or mixed race male in his 20s with a median build about 5'10". At the time of the incident, he was wearing a bright red jacket and a black covering over his head and face, only exposing his eyes. It's unknown at this time if he was injured, and unknown if these 2 remaining suspects left in the vehicle. After the initial shooting event, the suspects attempted to steal several vehicles and break into several homes. The suspects were successful in stealing a pickup truck from a nearby residence, which was recovered in the morning several blocks away and seized as evidence. 1 firearm was recovered during the initial search incident. 2 additional firearms were recovered later in the day. Boy, they ran up on home team deep. They had a rifle, a pistol, riding in a stolen car. Boy, they either came to Jack Fool and knew who he was or knew what it was. But obviously that man knew what it was too. Boy, you gotta keep it on you these days, man. Most of these dudes out here who be doing all this crime shit can't shoot worth a damn.
Tonight, a Marysville neighborhood is on edge after a shootout between a homeowner and 3 suspects, and 2 of them are still on the run.
Literally came out of nowhere. I mean, they came up into the garage, coming towards the garage. My husband saw them and protected his family.
It all sparked an hours-long manhunt. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dee Dee Sun. This put the city of Marysville on high alert, and police say 3 armed men approached a homeowner as he got home just after midnight. Then shots rang out in the 8400 block of 41st Drive Northeast. KIRO 7's Deborah Horn reports from Marysville, where many neighbors are still nervous.
The people who own this home tell us they have no idea why anyone would attack them, but they certainly were attacked. You can see what happened just after midnight Sunday. Pretty soon, it seemed that the entire neighborhood was under attack too. The sound of gunfire shattered the peace of this quiet Marysville neighborhood. A shootout between a homeowner and 3 armed men caught on surveillance camera arriving at his house.
On this side, there's one coming with the rifle in his hands.
His wife did not want to show her face for fear of retaliation. She showed us the surveillance video that captured the men creeping up to her home. Her husband could see them approaching.
That gun right there. And that gun right there.
Oh! That's your husband firing.
That's my husband firing, because they were coming up with, and we have 3 kids in the house.
A neighbor who lives a block away could hear it too.
I actually looked out my front window and actually saw an individual in the primary road on 84th. And the individual was shooting northwest in this general direction where we're standing now. Had a rifle, shoulder-mounted rifle.
The suspects fled on foot, leaving behind a stolen vehicle. That sparked a manhunt that lasted for hours. This is the damage in the light of day. Several vehicles struck by gunfire, some windows reduced to shards of glass, bullet casings found just about everywhere.
15 rounds. They're coming with rifles.
That's an AR-15 round.
Yep.
The woman whose house was targeted says she has no idea why. And these are not people you know.
No, don't know any of them.
And you
Don't
didn't
know
have...
who has any beef with us or who would, but they were clearly waiting for my husband for some reason.
Yeah, and then once he fired at them, they fired at all of your neighbors.
All of our cars, all of our neighbors, my daughter's window.
Marysville police tell us they used drones and K-9 to track down these suspects. In fact, it was K-9 that helped them locate the one suspect they had in the custody just after noon. That is when they were able to end the alert for everybody in this neighborhood. But of course, they left behind damage like you see here, but a lot of psychic damage too. Reporting in Marysville, Deborah Horn, Cairo 7.
Yeah, so you see how they getting down out there in Marysville, man. Home team said they came, they had guns, zip ties. They looked like it was a takeover. Who knows what they was coming for? But who cares what they was coming for? They tried to run up in somebody's house. You got the right to defend yourself at the crib while you out the crib. Especially down here in Florida, you can stand your ground. Boy, you gotta keep it on you out here these days. I don't make the rules. I just live in the same world everybody else does. Crime getting out of control out here, man. It's better to have this shit and not need it. 9 times out of 10, you gonna need it out here. Fuck around how shit looking out here these days. If that man wouldn't have had no gun, he was ass out, right? It was 3 dudes. He was already out in there, but he was assed out, right? So you can keep your gun control and you can keep all that shit right there. Yeah, dude now came to his crib and jumped out on him, busting, trying to do a takeover. But somebody took their ass to the hospital. Man, this your boy Smoke Tales, man. Until next time, you never catch me without mine.
Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine. Without mine, you never catch me without mine.